We're at the CenturyLink Center in Omaha for Sears Bracket Busters with two of the premier mid-major programs in the land. The top shooting team in college basketball, the Creighton Bluejays, host red-hot Long Beach State, who has won 12 in a row. Next on ESPN2. Welcome to Sears Bracket Busters. We're in the CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska, with the Long Beach State 49ers taking on the Creighton Bluejays. Look at the respective standings in each conference represented here tonight in the Big West. Long Beach State trying to run the table, where Creighton trails Wichita State by 2 games in the Missouri Valley Conference. Along with the former member of the Flying Illini, Stephen Bardo, Roxy Bernstein with you from Omaha, Creighton, Long Beach State. Stephen, these are 2 teams. Could they be headed to the NCAA tournament even if they don't win their respective conference tournaments?
I think so, Roxy. I think the non-conference schedule of Long Beach State, they took a page out of Tom Izzo's book, Have Ball Will Travel. They played everybody that they could. Creighton with some great non-conference wins against San Diego State. I think both these teams, if they don't win out on their conference tournament, I think they're still in great position.
Well, that leads us right to our one-on-one for tonight.
Well, you take a look first on the side of Long Beach, and they're going to have to stop the inside attack of Doug McDermott and Greg Echenike. These 2 guys make this Blue Jays offense go. And on the other side, for Creighton, they really have to slow down this explosive offensive attack of Long Beach State. These 4 seniors are very versatile on the offensive end and in transition.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Sears. And each team here tonight has started the same 5 in every game this season. Casper Ware, the reigning Big West Player of the Year, is the point guard that makes it go for the 49ers. For Creighton, Doug McDermott, National Player of the Year candidate, who was 3rd in the country in scoring. Long Beach State wearing the gold here in Omaha. Home whites for the Creighton Bluejays, our officials Bobby McRoy, Don Berdal, and Deldre Carr. And Creighton has the ball first here in Omaha before a near sellout crowd.
One of the things to watch for Creighton is their floor spacing. They do an excellent job of spacing the floor.
3-pointer missed by Jahens Maniga. Offensive rebound, Creighton keeps it alive.
That's a good sign for the Jays. Long Beach State, a pretty good gang rebounding team, meaning they send 4 or 5 guys to the glass.
Loose ball picked up inside, laid in by Doug McDermott.
Hey, Roxy, I tell you what, this late start has this crowd ready to go. They are excited.
9 p.m. local tip.
Hey, got good and lavish.
There's a steal by Grant Gibbs. Gibbs trying to go coast to coast, and he lays it in.
Well, Long Beach, Coach Munson over there, like, trying to urge his guys to come on, guys. They look a little shook here.
18,000 strong on their feet here in Omaha. In the post, T.J. Robinson kicks it out. Robinson goes to work inside, flips it up and in with the left hand.
Oh, T.J. Robinson, 9.9 degree of difficulty on the scoop.
The walking double-double, that is T.J. Robinson, averaging double figures in both points and rebounds.
Oh.
Counted and 1 for Doug McDermott on the block. He'll go to the line as he was hacked in the act.
Boy, it looked like Doug McDermott got away with a travel on the box. Let's see when he catches the ball. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looked like he got away with a little dance step there without putting it on the deck. Doug McDermott and Creighton came out fired up. Had opportunity to do the game last week when Wichita State came in like a buzzsaw. Really took it to him early.
Free throw by McDermott. An 83% foul shooter. And Creighton out to a 7-2 lead on Long Beach State.
It's a veteran ball club, Long Beach State, so I expect them to settle down and get right back into this game.
Swatted out of there by Gregory Echenike. Creighton on the move. Antoine Young. Creighton will pull it out.
Wise decision by Grant Gibbs there.
And McDermott scores again, forcing Munson to take a 30-second timeout as Dan Munson's team is down 9-2, 2:07 into this game.
He's got to do something here. Not used to seeing his ball club ambush like this. Very difficult place to come in and steal a victory. Long Beach State having difficulty here on the road.
9-2, Creighton out to a good start here against Long Beach State in the Sears Bracket Busters game in Omaha. And there is Doug McDermott. Last 4 games, Stephen, he's come in struggling, but it seems a point of emphasis for Greg McDermott, Creighton here tonight.
Well, they want to get him going early, get him in space. They've been able to do that early.
And there's Casper Ware getting inside for the lay-in. And that's the guy that needs to get it going for the 49ers.
Set play that time from Dan Monson to get his leading score on the board. Nice backdoor cut by Casper Ware. The 49ers are so explosive offensively, though. I expect them to settle down, get a couple different defensive stops, and get back into this game.
And there he is again. Doug McDermott has 9 of Creighton's 11.
Excellent ball movement by the Jays that time.
Offensive foul, Casper Ware. The charge against Long Beach State. And Dan Munson, the head coach of Long Beach State, not happy with his team's start. He's looking for his 250th career win here tonight. The original bracket buster, Dan Munson, back from his Gonzaga days in the late 90s.
Yeah, had tremendous success in Spokane and bringing that same kind of flavor down to Long Beach. His guys have an uphill battle right now.
Jens Manigat missing a 3. Rebound, James Ennis, Long Beach State.
This is what makes them so difficult. One of 4 guys can initiate the fast break.
Casper Ware rims out a 3. Creighton on the attack all the way to the goal. Blocked at the rim by James Ennis is Antoine Young. But then Long Beach State gives it right back.
Well, we figured it would be a frenetic pace, and Long Beach State is accustomed to playing that way. Great block right there. And Gene Phelps getting sped up just a little bit. Well, you think Greg McDermott got his team's attention before this game? Last time they were on this floor, they were ambushed by the Wichita State Shockers, but not so far tonight.
Grant Gibbs on the drive, losing the ball out of bounds, and a turnover against the Blue Jays. There is Greg McDermott, his 2nd year at Creighton, 18th as a college head coach, 45-21 his record at Creighton coming into this game tonight.
A little chippiness between Grant Gibbs and Eugene Phelps. They kind of exchanged love taps right there.
Larry Anderson gets the 3 for Long Beach State.
Again, Ennis, Larry Anderson can really light it up from three-point land, and they have the green light, Roxy. That's what makes them so difficult to defend.
Gregory Echenike inside, a kick out. Thrown away and a steal by James Ennis for the 49ers. Larry Anderson gets another 3 in transition, and Long Beach State climbs back within 1.
You see the toughness now displayed the last couple times down by the 49ers.
Antoine Young rattles it out, but an offensive rebound by Echenike.
Look at the scrambling and the rotation of the 49ers. Very impressive.
Doug McDermott missing the lean-in shot. Offensive rebound and a putback by Echenike.
It's like the officials, Rox, they're going to let them play tonight, which is great. The players would prefer that it be physical on both ends. So we're going to see a lot of action. A lot of sparks going to come out of that paint area with Greg Echenike.
Should be a fun battle to watch between him and Eugene Phelps tonight inside.
Yes, 2 men that know where the weight room is.
Here's TJ Robinson, and he rattles it in.
Well, you really like T.J. Robinson's game. You referenced it earlier, a walking double-double machine, but he doesn't do anything that he can't do. He doesn't try things in his game that are not in his repertoire.
He's the all-time leading rebounder in the history of the Big West Conference. Grant Gibbs missing a jumper. Eugene Phelps clears for the Beach as they look to take the lead. James Ennis for three. All the way in and spins out. The rebound cleared by Creighton.
Well, after such a frenetic start by the Jays, if that three goes down, Long Beach has the lead.
And Casper Ware called for a block. His second personal foul. Long Beach State with their third, but the 49ers climbing back.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Sears and Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance.
Creighton already leading by as many as 7. The Blue Jays up 1 right now on Long Beach State. But a very pivotal sequence in this game, Stephen, as Casper Ware just called for a second personal foul.
Well, Dan Monson had a legitimate beef. Ware had his shoulders square. It looked like Antoine Young ran right into the middle of Casper's chest, which indicates that Casper had pretty good defensive position that time. Tough break, but here's the thing. Mike Caffey is the second best point guard in the Big West, according to Dan Monson. So if there's a team that can withstand their leading scorer being in foul trouble, it's Long Beach State.
Dan Monson still upset at Bobby McRoy after that call. And here's a three off the inbound pass that's no good from Ethan Rocky, who just checked in. Designated three-point shooter for the Blue Jays, but it goes out of bounds underneath to Creighton.
Now you see Creighton make a few substitutions. Echenike on the bench, so now Creighton becomes much more perimeter oriented.
Deep three by Rocky. That's no good. And the rebound cleared by Long Beach State and T.J. Robinson. Mike Caffey, we just talked about, just a freshman from Riverside. Nedis Diversivic also checking in for Long Beach State. T.J. Robinson goes to work, gets the bucket. Long Beach State leads by 1.
Who they called a tech on?
And after the play, Don Berdal, the official, calls a technical.
Has been issued against Edis Diversivic.
And it goes against Edis Diversivic, the senior from New York. The JC transfer for Long Beach State. And Ethan Rocky will go to the line, 12 of 13 this season, misses the free throw. One more coming, but Diversivic whistled for a technical. In all likelihood said something after the bucket.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think there could be a warning, unless the young man cursed at the official. That's an awfully quick call right there.
It also goes as a personal against Diversivic and the 4th team foul on Long Beach State. Here is Rocky trying another three. And the rebound cleared by James Ennis and Long Beach State.
See, I never had that benefit of, oh, what a fast break by Long Beach State. I never had the benefit of having the green light like Ethan Rocky does. He's 0 of 3 from three-point line. I guess if you're a shooter, you have amnesia.
45% three-point shooter on the year. In fact, 91% of his career field goal attempts are threes. Long Beach State by 2.
Tell you what, Long Beach State scored so quickly off of that miss.
Intercepted by Larry Anderson, but he gives it right back. Rocky misses a layup, but tipped in by Doug McDermott.
That's the second time we've seen Long Beach State start to initiate the break and have some sort of mishandling of the basketball. Larry Anderson's got to be more cautious on that.
Already 6 offensive boards for the Blue Jays, and McDermott with 11 of Creighton's 16 points. Here's Edis Diversivic, hits the jumper in the lane.
Long Beach State getting anything they want here in the last 3 minutes in the paint area.
Losing the ball out of bounds on the drive, Austin Chapman, the freshman from the Colony in Texas, and a turnover committed by the Blue Jays.
Blue Jay substitution number 30, Antoine Young.
Austin Chapman's going to be a fine young player here, but sometimes he gets sped up too quickly, Roxy, and wants to make things happen. There was nothing there. The penetration too deep into the paint area.
Returning for Long Beach State, number
Eugene
4,
Phelps
Eugene
coming back
Phelps.
for the 49ers, giving T.J. Robinson a breather here. T.J. Robinson leads Long Beach State with 8, as the 49ers, down by 7, are now up 2. And Peter Papageorge checks in for Long Beach State, the junior from Burlingame, California, replacing Larry Anderson.
All right, both coaches really going to their bench early and often, recognizing this is going to be a highly contested up and down affair.
Attacking the rack, swatted is Mike Caffey by Gregory Echenique, goes out of bounds to Long Beach State. Echenique 8 in Creighton history in blocks.
And you're talking about a young man that's 270 pounds. So not only does he get the block, his second of the game, but he avoids contact in the foul. Excellent body control by Gregory Echenique.
This past summer, he was the starting center for the Venezuelan national team. Shot clock at 8. Mike Caffey, I don't know if he realized the shot clock. Yes, he does. Prayer 3, good by Mike Caffey.
Well, we said, according to his coach, second best point guard behind his teammate Casper Ware in the Big West Conference. Mike Caffey stepping up big time here in the first half.
Here's a 3 from Ethan Rocky. This one goes.
That's why you have selective memory if you're a shooter. Ethan Rocky didn't think a second about those previous 3 misses.
That is Diversevic trying to go to work. Spins inside, hits the fall away.
Diversevic getting funky on the baseline. Big fella. Recognize he's got to stretch forward. Ethan Rocky not strong enough to keep him away from the rim.
Here's Doug McDermott's points, but the rest of the Blue Jays just 3 of 12 from the field. Loose ball picked up by Antoine Young, stripped by Peter Papageorge. Here comes Long Beach State. Mike Caffey fouled on the drive, going against Josh Jones, the junior from right here in Omaha. And the first foul called against the Blue Jays, but Long Beach State weathers their early storm, and the Beach find themselves up 4 in Omaha.
Ryan Burr in studio, checking out the ESPN networks on the Saturday night showcase. Over on ESPN, it is the border battle and Michigan into the second half now. About 10 minutes to go. The Wolverines up 42-36 on 6th-ranked Ohio State. Of course, we're watching Long Beach State Creighton. Guys?
All right, Ryan, here it's Long Beach State up by 4, 23-19. There's a tremendous crowd on hand here at CenturyLink Center in downtown Omaha. Blue Jays off to a hot start. They were up by 7. Long Beach State by 4. And Doug McDermott, the reason why Creighton's in this game right now and a candidate for National Player of the Year.
Yeah, his numbers are good, but tell you what, this young man right here has my vote. If we can, and I guess Telly's not working. Thomas Robinson is my vote. Anthony Davis having an outstanding year. Jared Sullinger, solid. But if Thomas Robinson isn't playing for Kansas right now, they're not vying for yet another Big 12 championship.
How about Anthony Davis averaging just about 5 blocks a game?
Just a tremendously talented young man. And, you know, he hasn't found the weight room yet. I mean, he's starting to fill out, but boy, wait for another year or 2, and we probably won't see that in college basketball. Probably the #1 pick in next year's NBA draft.
Pull-up shot by Peter Papageorge is good.
You notice what I noticed, Roxy, about this Long Beach State team is how confident these guys are. Papageorge, you saw Caffey hit a desperation 3. Edis Diversevic, did I say it right?
You got it.
Yeah, I don't want his mom mad at me. These guys come in, and there's no hesitation in their game. If they get the ball, they get an opportunity, they're looking to score.
Shot clock at 10.
Well, look at these guys fly at shooters, running them off the three-point line.
3 missed by Antoine Young. Papageorge clears for Long Beach State. And the 49ers are doing this with Casper Ware on the bench and 2 fouls.
Yeah, and that, again, sometimes when you take out your leading scorer and you have a versatile offensive team, when the leading scorer goes to the bench, they can still manufacture points.
Eugene Phelps is fouled in the post. Sunday, Chris Joseph and the Big East leading Syracuse Orange hope to keep rolling when they visit Rutgers. College basketball on ESPN, ESPN3, and also streaming live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app Sunday at 1 Eastern.
Eugene Phelps' struggles continue from the free throw line. He's really had a tough time. Cal State Fullerton early in the year, he was 4 of 14, and that one didn't have a chance.
Just 46% from the line on the year, missing both. Long Beach State leading Creighton by 6, just past midway through this first half in Omaha.
Well, right now, with Creighton, got to look for Echenike on the box if you can get him.
Antoine Young with the bucket for the Blue Jays, but here comes the Beach. Papa George for 3. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Creighton. It'll stay with Long Beach State. There is Papa George. Interesting tie-in. You want a little insanity reference with Papa George? His junior college coach at Kenyatta Junior College in the Bay Area, Pete Diepenbrock, was Jeremy Lin's high school coach at Palo Alto High School.
So
6 degrees of Jeremy Lin.
I'm telling you, that's you hit it on the head right there. What a performance in his first 8 games, and 8 starts rather, in the NBA.
Casper Ware on the drive, fouled on the runner, and he's back in the game with the 2 personal fouls and will go to the free throw line.
Now see, Dan Monson's rolling the dice, and that's why I'm a talking head and he's a coach. But there was an unwritten rule in college. If you get 2 fouls in the first half, you're sitting. So we have over 8 minutes left. If this young man gets 3 fouls, that can severely hamper him. But veteran team, veteran ball club, Dan Monson has been in this situation before.
Ware an 81% free throw shooter. Foul is against Jahens Manigaw of Creighton. Ware hits them both, and now he pulls them out, not wanting Ware to get that 3rd foul.
Well, he's playing a little offense for defense here. Now you see 3/4 court pressure by Long Beach State. James Ennis on the top of it. Extremely difficult to pass around.
Penetrating to the basket, scoring Antoine Young.
Don't have to pass if you're as fast as Antoine Young. He sliced that up by himself.
Eugene Phelps called for the travel on the baseline. Turnover against the 49ers and the center, Eugene Phelps.
Well, look at the 3/4 court pressure. There goes Antoine Young. Lefty slices all the way to the rim. Got to pick up the rock early. Make him give it up.
And a whistle away from the ball and a 3-second violation called against Gregory Echenike. As McDermott had the ball on the left side, Echenike was across the key.
Well, you don't see that too often in college basketball. Echenike must have been pitching a tent in the paint on that weak side.
Here's a tough fadeaway shot that rattles in for Larry Anderson. Six-point Long Beach State lead. Doug McDermott missing a 3. James Ennis clears for the Beach. Going for the offensive rebound, Eugene Phelps called for a push. And a foul against Long Beach State will give the ball to Creighton, but Long Beach State hanging tough in Omaha, leading it by 6. Tonight on Sears Bracket Busters Saturday, we're going under the radar. Vote for one of our 5 candidates for the Under the Radar star at ESPN.com/SportsNation. Join the discussion on Facebook at Facebook.com/ESPN Home Court and on @ESPN Home Court's Twitter using the hashtag Under the Radar Star. There's a look at our guys and how the voting is going. Already almost 12,000 votes. And Nate Walters of South Dakota State is leading the charge.
Yeah, well, he's put up big numbers this year. I guess I'm surprised by Isaiah Cannon because he's been talked about quite often here, especially in the second part of the season. But all 5 players outstanding. Lilliard, leading scorer in the nation.
Casper Ware, one of your 5 candidates, back in the game for Long Beach State. 49ers lead it by 6. They trailed by 7 early in this game. 13 points off turnovers for Long Beach State as their defense has been active.
Long Beach State, and they spread their wingspan out on this zone.
There's a steal for Ware. Casper Ware throws it away. Antoine Young takes it right back. 4-on-2. Josh Jones gets the 3.
Creighton giving Long Beach State a little bit of their own medicine. Trying to go quickly off the turnover. Jones comes in and gives the Jays a huge lift.
First zone look tonight from Creighton.
I like the call. They struggled keeping Long Beach State away from the rim.
And Casper Ware with a pull-up 3.
Now Long Beach State goes back into their sort of 3-2 zone with Ennis on the top. Again, long wingspan, and just asked Pitt earlier in the season how difficult that is to go against.
Doug McDermott missing a 3. James Ennis the long rebound. 49ers working on a 6-point lead. And a bump on the perimeter called against Will Artino, the redshirt freshman, the 6'11" center of Creighton. 4th team foul against the Blue Jays.
Traditionally, teams that like to run will get the ball to their point guard. And so when you're backpedaling defensively, their traditional teams are a little bit easier to pick up. Long Beach State, Ennis, Ware, Larry Anderson, and even Eugene Phelps, when he's in the game, can initiate the fast break. So it really puts pressure on the defense to get back and have good communication.
Flipping the ball to Enis Diversevic is TJ Robinson. And Diversevic holding his right shoulder after being fouled in the play attacking the basket. Will Artino with his 2nd, sending Diversevic to the foul line for Long Beach State.
Well, according to Diversevic's face, Artino got his money's worth that time. You want a hard foul. No, you know, I'm sure there was nothing intended in terms of negativity, but you don't want the shooter to get the ball above his shoulders, make him earn it at the free throw line.
Just 5 of 16 from the line this year. And Diversevic strokes it.
Yeah, he's a guy that you hate to play against but love to have on your team.
Largest lead for Long Beach State. One more shot coming for the senior Diversevic. Missed 7 games earlier this season, a team suspension. And the rebound cleared by Grant Gibbs of Creighton.
Well, impromptu trap right there, almost forced a turnover.
Antoine Young with the tough shot in the key. Five-point lead for the Beach. And a blocking foul called against Doug McDermott, his first. That's now 6 against Creighton. On the next one, Long Beach State will be in the bonus.
Creighton is really trying to hedge hard on the pick and rolls. The bigs are trying to come out and contain the guard, but they picked up a couple fouls on that same play right there.
Long Beach State looking for their 20th win of the season here tonight. They've won 12 straight games coming into this one. Going to work inside is TJ Robinson, already in double figures with 10.
TJ Robinson may be listed at 205, but he's a wiry, strong young man, and if he gets it on that left block and he can turn with his left hand, almost unstoppable.
5th in Long Beach State history in scoring, and the all-time leading rebounder in the Big West Conference, TJ Robinson.
Well, look at the activity of the Beach on the defensive end this possession. Look at
The
this.
steal. Larry Anderson off to the races. And the throwdown by Larry Anderson. Timeout, Creighton.
So athletic, so committed on the defensive end. We might be in the Midwest and it's winter, but Long Beach State is bringing the warmth with them as Larry Anderson finishes at the rim.
Long Beach State has opened up a 9-point lead on Creighton in the Sears Bracket Busters matchup in Omaha. And look at the schedule that Long Beach State has played this season. Is there anybody who's played a tougher non-conference schedule than Dan Munson's Long Beach State 49ers?
Maybe a team in the Big East because of all those ranked teams, but I can't think of any. And that's why you see them. They got jumped early by Creighton. They never lost their composure. They stuck to their guns. They've won 12 in a row in the Big West Conference. This team is playing with ultimate confidence.
The toughest non-conference schedule in the country. They went into Fog Allen Fieldhouse, gave Kansas a run for their money as Antoine Young hits the long two. Went to the Dean Dome and battled with North Carolina. Also went to Louisville, as well as going to Pitt and getting a win.
Yep. Played a tough Kansas State team. The last game we did, Roxy, with them out in Hawaii, and they dropped that one. So they played every kind of style that you can imagine, and so they're not going to be surprised by anything.
Lost in overtime at San Diego State. They just had a delay of game warning against the Blue Jays. They also beat Auburn over there in Hawaii and Xavier. Grabbed by Antoine Young and Creighton as James Ennis missed the shot. Doug McDermott can't get the shot inside, and a foul against Creighton going for the rebound. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Long Beach State on the other side of a timeout. But Long Beach State on the road, leading in Missouri Valley country, up 7 on Creighton.
Brian Burr in studio coming up on the PlayStation Vita halftime report. #1 Kentucky, unbeaten in the SEC, unbeaten at home. Would they get tested by Ole Miss? The border battle, Ohio State, Michigan, the rivalry game. Currently on ESPN, go back and forth. We'll give you an update on the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. And Gonzaga, last-second shot against San Francisco. We'll tell you who walked away with the monster win. It's all coming up at the half. Guys, we'll see you then.
All right, Ryan, so Kentucky with the win at home, the nation's longest home court winning streak.
Oh, they're just so impressive. And, you know, you look at these teams here, all of them, when you go undefeated in your conference, you're taking everyone's best shot. So my hat's off to these 5 ball clubs, and especially Kentucky, because that is a young ball club, but you have to tip your hat to Coach Calipari. He gets his kids to play harder than anyone in the nation. They're talented, but they play harder than everybody.
1-and-1 for TJ Robinson after the foul against Grant Gibbs. And Robinson will get the bonus. He leads all scorers along with Doug McDermott of Creighton with 11 in this game. Creighton, the nation's leading field goal percentage at better than 51% from the field for the season. As Gregory Echenike with the rebound, but it's Long Beach State at 68% for the field in this one.
And Roxy, take into consideration 68% from the field, and Creighton jumped on them early. They settled down. They're even 4-7 from 3, so very little resistance from the Jays on the defensive end.
Shot clock at 12 for the Blue Jays. And a whistle away from the ball and a hold called against Enis Tvrsevic inside his second foul. And that is now 6 team fouls against Long Beach State.
The quickness on the defensive end continues to bother the Jays. Long Beach State so quick on the defensive rotations. They're so long.
Doug McDermott hits the floater over Tvrsevic.
Ware's got to be careful here with 2 fouls.
This ball picked up by Ethan Rogge. Here comes Creighton. The hometown Blue Jays on the attack. And stepping on the end line is Doug McDermott, and a turnover by Creighton.
Boy, TJ Robinson, Tvrsevic coming on the baseline to double team. The defensive adjustments of the beach here in the first half have been very impressive.
9 turnovers already committed by Creighton. Casper Ware missing a 3. And the rebound cleared by Ethan Rogge and Creighton.
If I'm Doug McDermott, I may want to swing outside on the perimeter to look for my shot, because they're double teaming him every time on the box. He's their go-to guy.
Mike Caffey with the tip. Deflection out of bounds to Creighton. Now the Blue Jays are coming off a game. They'd lost 3 straight until they went to Southern Illinois on Tuesday. And they blasted the Salukis 88-69, shot a Missouri Valley Conference record 77.5% from the field. They went 12 of 14 from 3. They shot better from the field than they did from the foul line. They were 70% from the stripe. 77.5% for Creighton. And a foul, and Doug McDermott will go to the line and shoot a pair. Third foul, and Ennis Diversevic.
Well, this is why Doug McDermott is one of the best players in the nation. He does his work early, meaning he's watching the ball, the flight of the ball. He sets himself up before the passer delivers the ball to him. Getting his work done early with great footwork and manufacturing points for his team right now.
McDermott 2 of 2 at the line, 14 points as Diversevic comes out of the game. Talking things over with Dan Munson. Actually, Diversevic with 2 fouls and also a technical in this game as McDermott misses the second, and TJ Robinson adds to his rebound total.
Well, Creighton's got to come up with some stops.
Out of bounds off the 49ers.
And a turnover by Long Beach State as Nick Shepard, a freshman from Missouri City, Texas, sees his first action of the night.
Larry Anderson complaining he got hit on the arm, but you can't throw a big man a bounce pass on the move like that. Very difficult for them to catch.
Ethan Rogge for 3. Second 3 for the sophomore from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. An 8-1 run, Creighton within 2. Spinning inside, TJ Robinson is fouled. Sunday night, ESPNU is your home for ACC basketball this week. Seth Curry and the Duke Blue Devils visit Boston College. ACC Sunday night basketball presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups on ESPNU, ESPN3, and also streaming live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app at 6 Eastern. Coverage begins with the ACC Sunday night pregame show at 5:30 Eastern. TJ Robinson gets the first. He has 12 to lead Long Beach State. 2 of 3 at the line. Gets the second one also.
You see Greg McDermott quickly get Greg Echenike back in the game. TJ Robinson was going to start wearing down Ethan Rogge on the post.
Josh Jones, a 3. Good!
Jones for 3.
Final 50 seconds of the first half. James Ennis gets the 3 from the corner.
Boy, these guys have ice water in their veins. 18,000 on their feet, and they seem to like it more.
About a 7-second differential between the shot and half clock for Creighton. And off the ball, Doug McDermott picks up a foul against Long Beach State. And you be the judge on this one. Pretty good acting job by Doug McDermott.
Pretty good.
He sold it.
Yes, he did. And hey, you know what? He knows they're in the penalty. So, you know, he's going to, again, manufacture points. That's what scorers do.
Larry Anderson with his first foul in disbelief.
And Casper Ware trying to go over and argue his teammates on his teammates' behalf, but he's got to be careful.
First one knocked in by Doug McDermott. He'll get the bonus. 15 points, 6 rebounds for the sophomore. The son, of course, of the head coach, Greg McDermott, here at Creighton. Already tonight has become the leading scorer as far as Creighton basketball goes in their history for a player in his second season.
Oh, he's just had amazing production to come in and Initially committed to Northern Iowa and followed his father here to Omaha.
Last year, Missouri Valley's Freshman of the Year and the first freshman to be named All-Missouri Valley since 1951-52. Long Beach can play for the last shot of the half. Five seconds. Deep three, Casper Ware. Got it! Casper Ware silences the crowd here at the end of the first half.
Like he shot that one from Lincoln, Nebraska. The shot clock goes down. The Big West Player of the Year, Casper Ware. Like Big Daddy Kane, ain't no half-stepping. Casper Ware, long range.
It's halftime here in Omaha. The score, Long Beach State 46, Creighton 41. Let's send it to Ryan Burr and Andy Katz for the PlayStation Vita halftime report.
This game is streaming live on your computer, tablet, or smartphone via WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app.
Very entertaining first half. It should be a good second half. Back here in Omaha for Sears Bracket Busters with Long Beach State leading Creighton 46-41. Along with Stephen Bardo, Roxy Bernstein with you from the CenturyLink Center in Omaha. And after a sluggish start, Stephen, for Long Beach State, they trailed by as many as 7. What sparked them?
Well, offense sells tickets, but defense wins championships. And Long Beach State showed a lot of character, scrambling defensively to get some stops and then get out on the fast break. Watch the defensive rotation of the 49ers. They use their quickness to double-team McDermott, forcing a turnover right there. Then you'll see here, Echenike gets the ball in the post. They double-team, he kicks out. Look at the defensive rotation of the 49ers and come up with a steal. That's been the difference in the first half with the 49ers not only getting back in the game, but taking the lead.
Long Beach State shot 68% from the field in the first half.
T.J. Robinson was a big part of that high percentage shooting. He really got some great looks in the post.
Casper Ware picks up right where he left off. He had the long three to end the first half, and he gets the two-pointer to put the Beach up 7.
Hey, Casper Ware is 5'10" on the New York phone book. But boy, he's got some heart. Doesn't mind going in the paint area.
Long Beach State also 6 out of 10 from 3 in the first half. Creighton hurt themselves with 9 turnovers in the first half. A three that misses everything from Grant Gibbs, but a putback inside. Doug McDermott, a game-high 18 for the Blue Jays.
You see Long Beach State really putting pressure on Antoine Young.
Beautiful pass by Casper Ware to Larry Anderson for the lay-in.
These guys are so quick, and they play together so long. The nonverbal communication between the 49ers is as good as any team in the nation.
Doug McDermott goes back to work.
But Creighton coming out with some really nice sets in a half court there. Clearing out the weak side. Nice curl cut by Doug McDermott.
Step back, Ware hits the shot.
2-point basket, Casper Ware.
Oh, looks like we're going to have a little mano-a-mano here on the offensive end on both sides.
You get the sense Casper's starting to feel it.
Oh, yeah. He's...
Counted in one, Antoine Young.
Well, that was a little NBA continuation.
Count the basket by Antoine Young.
Antoine Young, when the foul was committed, he wasn't even off the floor. So I know we're off campus and they're allowed to sell alcohol here, but I don't know about that one. That was next level call right there.
The foul on number 20, T.J. Robinson.
Second foul against T.J. Robinson.
That's the 49ers'
Antoine
first
Young
team
with 10 points. Double figures now in 4 of the last 5. And he rolls the free throw in for the old school three-point play.
Creighton has never had a problem scoring the basketball. This is where they've got to tighten up.
Heat check from Casper Ware, but an offensive rebound. Eugene Phelps is pushed underneath. And a Creighton foul, first of the second half against the Blue Jays. And the second personal against Grant Gibbs. As Greg McDermott's team, Creighton, trailing at home at halftime for just the third time this season. Jumper missed by James Ennis, and Doug McDermott another rebound.
Set play on the out of bounds, resulting in an open shot, just didn't finish.
And a rebound, TJ Robinson. Here comes the Beach. Here's a long two on the way, no good from TJ Robinson. James Ennis keeps it alive on the offensive end.
That was just a 38-inch reach from Ennis right there. With the fingertips, kept the ball alive. There's a lot of want to with this Long Beach State ball club. A lot of plays, they just want it more than their opponent.
Shot clock at 15. Knocked into the backcourt, touched by the Beach. 5 on the shot clock. Jens Maniga off balance 3. And the rebound cleared Eugene Phelps. Long Beach State 3 on 3. Casper Ware for 3.
Uh-oh. One of the better scorers in the country, starting to heat up quickly.
And Long Beach State has matched their largest lead of the night here early in the second half. Antoine Young is fouled. Can't get the shot. And then after the play, Deldrick Carr, the official, explaining things to Greg McDermott. Eugene Phelps, his second personal foul. And the second against Long Beach State, sending Young to the foul line for the Blue Jays.
Roxy, that was a high IQ play just made by Antoine Young right there. Recognizing that Creighton is trying to stay in the game. They need a bucket. He goes to the hole and gets fouled. So now you score, you try to get into the lead without any time leaving the clock. And if you can knock both of these down, then Creighton can get back and set up defensively, which has been tough for them against this ultra-quick ball club from Long Beach State.
Eugene Phelps checks out for the Beach. It's Antoine Young, the only scholarship senior for Greg McDermott, at the line for Creighton. Last year's second team All-Missouri Valley. 3-year starter tonight, his 100th career start.
Yeah, so he's a veteran and understands these situations. Thus that play right there, and getting the 2 free throws to go down, and now they can set up defensively.
Delay of game warning handed out to Long Beach State, so each side has gotten one of those here tonight. Ware a pass inside, the double clutch lay-in by TJ Robinson.
Great vision by Casper Ware, not only being able to score the basketball, but setting up his teammates.
3 rattles out from Jens Maniga, but tipped out of bounds by Casper Ware and Long Beach State. It'll be a Creighton basketball. But McDermott and Young have combined for 33 of Creighton's 50 points here tonight. McDermott with his 19th 20-point outing of the season.
Young man that can get it a lot of ways. Shoot the 3, post up, catch it on the move, and get to the free throw line.
Here's Ethan Wragge. Can't get the 3, but there is Greg McDermott with another putback.
Great scorers can manufacture points in a number of different ways. McDermott showing his toughness, getting on the offensive glass.
The teardrop from Casper Ware. Wave it off. Offensive foul, a charge. The 3rd foul on Ware.
Well, we got a late night start, so the stars are out right now. Greg McDermott doing his best part for the Jays to stay in the game, and Casper Ware dropping the tray.
Tenth year of the Sears Bracket Busters. These are some of the great moments in the past. Creighton and Kyle Korver. In fact, Creighton involved in the first ever Bracket Busters game. There's Steph Curry now lighting it up for the Golden State Warriors. And Gordon Hayward in the NBA, Utah Jazz. 10 years of the event. Two teams have gone to the Final Four of the Bracket Busters over the event. Today's notable performances. How about Joe Ragland for Wichita State? They blew out a good Davidson team, and Wichita State is really kicking it into gear down the stretch.
Yeah, I had the chance to cover that game last week when Wichita State came in this very building and put on a clinic against the Creighton Bluejays, and Joe Ragland went off in that one as well down the stretch in the second half.
Ragland with 30 today. He had 31 earlier this year, hitting 8 threes in a game against UNLV. Long Beach State by 7 here in Omaha. There's a three, and that's up and in. Avery Dingman, the freshman from Branson, Missouri, right off the bench. No hesitation.
No, great ball movement that time. Manigat struggling with the three. Looked in the wing, and that's how you get back into the game. Game's not hard. Players make it hard.
Larry Anderson can't get that three-pointer, and Dingman with the rebound. Also, Murray State with a win today over St. Mary's in that much anticipated showdown in Murray. Layup, Doug McDermott.
Doug McDermott's footwork is so good. As he was catching the basketball, he moved his feet in position, so when he caught it, he was already past T.J. Robinson along the baseline. It's a big-time move by Doug McDermott.
James Ennis misfires and cleared by Creighton. Here comes Austin Chapman into the front court.
Nice decision by the freshman backcourt for Creighton right there.
7 straight for the Blue Jays. For the lead. Avery Dingman missing a three, and Casper Ware with the rebound, and falling out of bounds, throws it on the backside of the backboard. It'll go right back to Creighton.
Heads up double team by Creighton, jamming the outlet pass, forcing the offense. Good heads up play along the baseline.
Josh Jones checking in for Creighton. He's in for
Josh Jones coming back. Last lead for the Blue Jays. 16:07 left in the first half. And a 2-point Long Beach State lead here. Coaching 14 minutes left. Ethan Rogge missing a three in the rebound. T.J. Robinson for Long Beach State.
Well, Chapman doing his part, sucking the defense in, kicking it out on the perimeter.
And it's Diversovic. And a foul called against Doug McDermott. His second personal, sending Diversovic to the foul line.
Coach McDermott wanted to travel that time. And anytime you go to contest a shot, if the ball looks like it's altered 3 times out of 4, the official's going to call that. Still like Diversovic being aggressive, looking for his shot.
1 of 2 at the line. Rattles it out. Diversovic just 6 of 19 from the free throw line this season. Freshman Mike Caffey returns for Long Beach State. Just the second team foul on Creighton here in the second half.
Well, that could become an Achilles heel for Long Beach moving forward. Between Diversovic and Phelps, their struggles from the line. In conference tournament play and NCAA tournament play, free throw shooting critical.
That snaps the 7-0 Blue Jays run. Long Beach State has led by as many as 9. Ethan Rogge. Another three that's no good.
Boy, he's getting terrific looks. Spacing the floor, and they're looking weak side for him.
That's a guy who's made over 300 career threes. T.J. Robinson gets it off the glass.
Boy, he's so good going left to his strong hand. Plays the glass extremely well. T.J. Robinson working on another double-double.
And it's Diversovic with a block, picked up by Rogge. And he is fouled. He'll go to the foul line. Long Beach State foul against T.J. Robinson. His 3rd personal foul. Sunday, Chris Joseph and the Big East leading Syracuse Orange hope to keep it rolling when they visit Rutgers. College basketball on ESPN, ESPN3, and also streaming live on WatchESPN.com. The Watch ESPN app, Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Boy, Rocky really struggling. 1 of 3 at the line.
You know, you see him breathing heavily, Ethan Rocky, and I think what's happening is Long Beach State is so quick and they're physical. It looks like Creighton is playing a little bit faster even than they want to play, and that's saying something because they like to get up and down and score. Long Beach State has them off balance, though.
Casper Ware getting a breather right now for the Beach. James Ennis draws contact, can't get the shot. Foul against Avery Dingman, his first. 3 team fouls now on the Blue Jays. And James Ennis, 71% foul shooter, will shoot a pair here.
One thing the 49ers would do, if they think they have an advantage in a matchup, they'll work it. James Ennis was extremely upset he didn't get the ball the first time, but they stayed patient. They got it back to him, and he took advantage of the freshman Dingman, getting him off his feet on the nice shot fake. This is a veteran ball club in Long Beach State, and they recognized where they had the advantage.
Ennis misses the second. He struggled the last couple of games coming in here. Just 4 points total the previous 2 and 1 of 8 from the field. He has 6 points tonight. Austin Chapman gets it back.
Got very fortunate. Chapman is getting too deep on his penetration.
Chapman tries a 3. Oh! Echenike keeps it alive. Eugene Phelps with the rebound for Long Beach State.
McCaffrey's been a little bit quiet, but he's got the ability to score as well. Long Beach maintaining this 5-point lead with 2 of their starters on the bench.
Beach looking for their 13th consecutive win and win number 20 on the year. Shot clock at 5. Diversivic drives. Offensive foul, Long Beach State.
Offensive foul against Long Beach State.
And an offensive foul against Long Beach State. Dan Munson not happy, but the Beach looking good.
Well, T.J. Robinson has been in this situation before, going to a strong hand off glass, getting it to go.
Brian Burr with your studio update. Updating Notre Dame and Villanova. The game went to overtime, and the Irish come back from 20 down to first force overtime and then beat Villanova in Philly 74-70. The Irish now improving to 11-3 in Big East play. Guys?
All right, Ryan, a great comeback by the Irish. Here, Long Beach State leads Creighton by 5.
Watch this last play. Edis right here is going past Ethan Rogge. Ethan Rogge right there with 2 hands. And Edis going to the hole. Official Don Berdal called him for a technical early in the game. And officials are human as well. And so you notice that Edis has not gotten away with much since that call. He's smiling at him right now, but Edis is not.
So I take it you didn't like that offensive foul.
I thought Rogge fouled him clearly before there was any other contact from Edis.
Casper Ware back in the game for Long Beach State. Beautiful entry pass, an easy bucket for Doug McDermott. 26 for McDermott. Creighton within 3.
We've seen that play 3 times out of the huddle.
Last touch by James Ennis. Turnover, Long Beach State. It goes to the Blue Jays. Long Beach State out of the Big West Conference, where they are perfect in league play at 12-0. 19-6 on the year, winning their last 12. Creighton 22-5 overall. Second place in the Missouri Valley behind Wichita State at 12-4. All the way to the basket. Nobody cuts off Doug McDermott.
Well, he's feeling it right now and understanding that Diversovic doesn't have the foot speed to keep up with him defensively.
Gregory Echenike with the rebound. Creighton looking for the lead. And it's Diversovic to steal. Put back by Diversovic. And a timeout taken by Dan Munson in Long Beach State. As Diversovic is tied a season high with 8. And he gives the Beach a 3-point lead.
Wow. What a turn of events. Getting your hands up. As Ennis Diversovic starting to fast break, and he doesn't quit on the play. Follows up. Great hustle for the 49ers.
Packed house here in Omaha. Sears Bracket Busters with Long Beach State leading Creighton 65-62. Let's go inside the play.
Roxy, we've seen this 3 times tonight from Creighton. Watch the staggered screen by Doug McDermott. Gregory Echenike, Josh Jones goes off, clears the defense out, and then watch McDermott curl cut right off the screen, gets free, no help defensively. Excellent offensive execution by the Jays.
There's Doug McDermott's shot chart for the night. He's attacking the rack.
He is attacking the rack, not settling for too many outside jumpers because he's seen the weakness in the defense, and they're taking advantage of it right now.
Doug McDermott leads all scorers with 28 points in the game. His 25th career 20-point outing. He's had 4 30-point outings this season with a career best of 44 against Bradley.
Trying to run a set play to get McDermott on the box.
Josh Jones missing a 3. And Casper Ware can't save it from going out of bounds. Right back to the Blue Jays.
That's the second time I'm scratching my head at Casper Ware with the same area of the floor where he's caused 2 turnovers. That time, that was going to be Long Beach State basketball.
Ware deflects it. Corralled by Antoine Young. Long Beach State has some foul difficulty. Ware, T.J. Robinson, and Ennis Diversovic all with 3 personal fouls. And a hand check called, and that's the first against James Ennis.
Good job by Grant Gibbs, putting pressure on the defense.
That's the 6th against Long Beach State. Next foul the rest of the night. Creighton will be in the bonus. Alley-oop lob and lay-in by Gregory Echenike. Casper Ware silences the crowd.
Boy, I tell you what, we're seeing 2 of the better scorers in the nation tonight. If Doug McDermott does something to Casper Ware, says I can come back and give you a little bit more. Both guys really showing out tonight. Set play that time, going away from the basketball, trying to set a down screen from McDermott.
Eugene Phelps comes away with the loose ball. Here is Ware. Fouled on a 3. Crowd doesn't like it. Antoine Young with his first. And Greg McDermott does not like the call either. 3 free throws for Ware.
And everybody in the building knew that he was shooting this basketball. Forces the contact. Right? It's like almost a Kobe Bryant move. We've seen him do that a lot, where he'll extend his arms out, force the contact, and go up with the shot.
Ware spins out the free throw. Still has 2 more. He's 2 of 3 now from the line tonight. Casper Ware with 19 points. I don't know what it is, Stephen, about him, but the road seems to bring the best out of Casper Ware.
Well, these guys are older. They've played in a lot of different environments. We referenced their schedule, so they're not going to be intimidated. And the brighter the lights, the louder the crowd, I think he likes it the most.
On the road this season, Ware is averaging 21 points a game on 42% beyond the arc. And he gets 2 out of 3 and puts the Beach up 5.
Every time Creighton makes a run, Long Beach has had an answer thus far. Well, Echenike was wide open that time. You need to get big fella involved. I know Doug is rolling. So you can use a second scoring option as well.
Antoine Young trying to be that guy. Missing rebound, Eugene Phelps. Mike Caffey into the key.
Man, talk about picking the defense apart. Mike Caffey probing off the bounce, getting to the rim.
Long Beach by 7. 8 minutes left here in Omaha.
Long Beach State switching every screen right now on the defensive end.
And a foul. And Doug McDermott will go to the line. Long Beach State, Eugene Phelps picks up his 3rd foul. But the Beach, Stephen, up 7 here in Middle America.
Second best point guard in Big West right there, avoiding the charge at the rim.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Sears and Edward Jones. Join the nearly 7 million investors who know FaceTime and ThinkTime make a difference.
Long Beach State leading Creighton 71-64 in Sears Bracket Busters in Omaha. Who did you pick in Under the Radar? Does everyone agree with you? Casper Ware is the guy that we highlighted at the start, and he's got it going for the Beach.
Yeah, he's really heated up here lately, and when you have the neon green light, one of the better players in your conference the last 2 years, you get that.
Let's check the results for our Under the Radar star poll on ESPN.com/SportsNation. And Nate Wolters of South Dakota State right now is the leader. Not all precincts have reported just yet.
But
Casper Ware needs more love.
Yeah, but he's not so much under the radar because he's had a very successful career and has been dominant in the Big West Conference for the last 3 seasons.
Cousy Award finalist Ware, 1 of 11. Doug McDermott hits the front end of the 1-and-1. We'll have the bonus. 29 points for the sophomore. And a high school teammate of North Carolina's Harrison Barnes. How about that duo?
Hey, I tell you what, they those two in Ames, Iowa. I just want to know who the guards were. They better be all-time in assists at their high school with those two scores.
Stephen, I could play guard with those guys and they'd still win.
But you got game though, Roxy. That doesn't fit.
Down to a 5-point Long Beach State lead.
Phelps to be a little bit more aggressive.
Here's Ware. And a hand check called, the second personal on Antoine Young.
His second personal foul, the Bluejays' 15th foul.
Here's the guys from just up the road in Ames, Iowa. And their stellar careers to this point.
Well, you look at the numbers on McDermott, and they're outstanding, but that young man on the right, to me, is overall the best wing in the country. Harrison Barnes, first freshman ever AP first-team All-American, came out, struggled a little bit in his first year, and people were already dogging him. And he had a game against Clemson with a game winner, and he has been on fire ever since. I love that young man's game and his demeanor off the floor.
Diversevic with the shot. Career high 10 for Ennis Diversevic.
And Ennis will swear to you that he meant to do that.
Nowhere to go with it? I'll just shoot it.
Hey, he'll shoot it, and with confidence. Big fella, great boost off the bench for the 49ers. Boy, great rotation. Manigault was open for a split second. Caffey coming out, contesting. Oh!
And a push-off called against Gregory Echenike, going for the rebound. His first. Creighton called for their 6th personal foul, or team foul rather. So on the next one, Long Beach State will be in the bonus, while the 49ers have committed 7, putting Creighton in the bonus already.
Well, Creighton faithful don't like that call. But I tell you what, Echenike had a point-blank opportunity So they're getting the shots they want, Roxy. Shooting just shy of 50%. Creighton is 15-0 when shooting 50% or better this season, 7-5 when shooting under 50%. So we got to keep our eye on that barometer.
Long Beach State shooting 64% from the field tonight, which would be a season best. In the win at Pitt, they shot 59% from the floor back in November. Long three by Ware. Off the mark, rebound, Grant Gibbs. Creighton.
There's one criticism I have of Ware. When defenders get up in him and really try to make it tough on him, he tries to make it one-on-one.
The layup by Grant Gibbs, the Gonzaga transfer.
Watch Austin Chapman. If he gets up in Ware again, Ware will look to go one-on-one.
Larry Anderson, and one, spins into the lane. Hacked in the act. He'll go to the line.
A foul on Creighton's Grant Gibbs, his third personal.
The homegrown talent from Long Beach put Grant Gibbs in the spin cycle and one. Larry Anderson taking advantage of his quickness over Grant Gibbs.
Anderson with 14, now 15. And he puts Long Beach State up 8, approaching 5.5 minutes remaining here in Omaha.
Well, we had a prediction, you and I, Roxy, before the game. We thought it was going to be in the 80s. And the pace has slowed somewhat lately, but they're still on track to reach that.
We're just about there with 5:20 remaining. Creighton needs a run. Antoine Young fouled by Diversevic. The fourth on Ennis Diversevic. And Antoine Young will shoot a pair for Creighton.
Once again, Antoine Young recognizing he needs to create. He had Ennis switched out on him. He had the advantage foot speed wise and gets to the line once again.
Leading shooting team in the country, Creighton, from the field, as Antoine Young hits the first. They are second in three-point percentage, behind Northern Colorado, last year's Big Sky Conference champions. In fact, the UNC Bears had to go 10 of 16 from 3 over the last 2 games to leap in front of Creighton. But Young misses the second and cleared by the beach. Creighton also third in the country in assists, averaging just about 18.5 a game.
Well, they're on pace to match that mark as well.
Ware missing in the lane. Rebound, Creighton and Grant Gibbs.
Long Beach going to double team McDermott every time.
Ethan Wragge can't get it from long range. The athletic tip in by Doug McDermott. 32 for McDermott, and the 9th double-double of the season for the sophomore. And a foul against Creighton.
Well, let's take a look at Doug McDermott. He's never been accused of being very athletic, but he comes out of nowhere with the follow-up.
Foul against Ethan Wragge. And Doug McDermott, rather Greg McDermott, wants time. And he is not happy with the officiating.
30-second timeout for the Blue Jays.
30-second timeout. And there is Greg McDermott giving Bobby McRoy and Don Berdahl an earful.
Well, it's getting heated in here with 18,000. Getting a little bit upset, trying to urge their Blue Jays back into this game. But I thought that was an excellent call. TJ Robinson called for the basketball because Ethan Wragge could not guard him on the block.
Wragge called for his third, 8th team foul against Creighton, sending Long Beach State to the foul line. 4:06 left. Long Beach State leading it by 5. Now each team has committed 8 team fouls. Possession arrow points toward Creighton, and some personal foul issues starting to pile for both sides. Diversivic with 4 for Long Beach State, 3 fouls each for Phelps, Robinson, and Ware. While for Creighton, Raggi has 3, and so does Grant Gibbs. And the free throw is knocked in by TJ Robinson.
Well, this has been exactly what we thought it would be. A back and forth affair. I'm just so impressed with this 49ers ball club. You can talk about them being in the Big West Conference all you want, but they're undefeated for a reason. And every shot the Blue Jays have thrown at them, they've given one back.
That tough non-conference schedule early in the season for Dan Munson's team is really paying off.
But I also think the Big West Conference has paid off for them because they take every team's best shot each and every night.
Foul against James Ennis, his second. Creighton needs a late surge. Long Beach State trying to come into Midwest and beat the hometown Blue Jays. Final 3:48 at CenturyLink Center in Omaha. Sears Bracket Busters with Long Beach State leading Creighton 77-71 in a highly entertaining game. There's the tournament resumes. A loss by either side, Steven. Does that impact their chances for the NCAA tournament?
Well, you look at that right there. That's a little disturbing for the strength of schedule, but this is very impressive. 3 wins over top 50 RPI. That San Diego State victory gets better and better, as does the Wichita State. So I still think, even if they can't close the deal and come back and win, I still think they're in good shape for an at-large.
Doug McDermott at the stripe. A 1-1, 3:48 left. Long Beach State by 6. Gets the front end. McDermott now 7 of 8 at the line with 33 points tonight.
Now, we've been talking about Long Beach State, but I got to give Creighton a lot of credit because they know where to go when they need a bucket. This young man right here, they've been feeding him the rock. And Creighton, right now, they can get a couple stops. Their crowd will try to bring them home. Ware's going to go one-on-one here, Roxy.
Fade away. Rebound, Gibbs. And Creighton down 4 with the ball. 3:20 remaining.
I'm impressed with Austin Chapman. He has sensed that if I get up in Ware, I can make him shoot an off-balance tough shot and keep the ball out of his teammates' hands.
And a block is called. Second personal on Larry Anderson. And a 1-1, or rather a 2-shot foul, as Creighton now in the double bonus here with 3:09 remaining. Sunday, ABC and ESPN team up to bring you 3 NBA games. It all starts with Kia NBA Countdown at 12:30 Eastern on ABC. Then at 1, see if Jeremy Lin can keep his surprising season as the Knicks host Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavs on ABC. Then 3:30 Eastern on ABC, Dwayne Wade and the Heat host Dwight Howard and the Magic. Finally at 8 Eastern on ESPN, Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets visit Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The NBA on ABC and ESPN Sunday. Jeremy Lin a little bit under the radar, like the guys out here on the floor tonight.
He was under the radar, no more.
Of course, playing his college ball at Harvard. A steal by Mike Caffey, but a foul. Caffey called for a reach-in. And going to the other end, 2 shots for the Blue Jays.
It's so loud in here. Mike Caffey did not hear the official blow the whistle.
And it's Grant Gibbs to the line, 1 of 2 tonight from the stripe, 5 points.
We're here in Creighton. And I was here last week when Wichita State put on a clinic. And the coaching staff, Greg McDermott and his staff, were concerned with the way their ball club responded to the physical nature of Wichita State. I tell you what, they got to be pleased tonight because they have fought back valiantly here, and they've put themselves in position with 3 minutes left to come up with the win.
Creighton, a team that started 21-2 before losing 3 straight. And now Dan Munson takes a 30-second timeout. They were 21-2 before losing to Northern Iowa, Evansville, and Wichita State. Creighton was ranked number 12 in the country. What has changed in the recent couple of weeks with the Creighton Bluejays?
Well, what happens is when you go in conference play, you get game planned against. And so Evansville, Northern Iowa jam the middle, making Creighton beat them from the outside. So you go through a little bit of a shooting slump. You live by the three and you die by the three. And so Creighton hasn't been able to hit their three-point shots lately, but they've been able to overcome that tonight with the play of Doug McDermott.
And they got it turned around on Tuesday night against Southern Illinois. And now here at home, 16,000 plus strong in downtown Omaha, trying to come back against a team in Long Beach State that's won 12 straight.
Well, they're doing a fantastic job behind this young man right here. Doug McDermott doing a little bit of everything on the offensive glass. The curl cut resulting in an open bucket. And then coming out of the double team, swinging the ball, and watch this follow. McDermott showing you why he's in the conversation for National Player of the Year.
Long Beach State has Caffey, Ware, Robinson, Anderson, and Diversevic on the floor. Going inside, TJ Robinson spinning, lays it up and in as Echenike got tangled with Doug McDermott. Echenike is still down in the backcourt for Creighton. And now Bobby McRoy stops play as Gregory Echenike, the 6'9" junior center, the transfer from Rutgers, the Venezuela product, is hurt for Creighton. 2:26 left, 79-75. Long Beach State leading Creighton as Echenike up on his feet.
I think McDermott might have rolled on his ankle right there. And then goes right down on his knee. That's 270 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. And for him to be up and walking like that, that's a good sign, because that's a football injury, where you see an offensive lineman roll up on another offensive lineman's leg.
And Echenike walking off the floor with a little bit of a limp in his giddy-up.
You saw McDermott hit his head and neck on Echenike's leg there. And so Ethan Wragge going to have to step up here in the last 2:20.
Along with Stephen Bardo, Roxy Bernstein with you. Downtown Omaha, CenturyLink Center for Sears Bracket Busters. Approaching the final 2 minutes with Long Beach State leading Creighton by 4. Shot clock at 5. Kept alive. There he is again. Doug McDermott, 36 points. Timeout, Blue Jays.
Great players make great plays when their teams need them the most. Doug McDermott and Casper Ware locked horns underneath the bucket. But Doug simply used his height advantage, Roxy. Goes right over the top without fouling. Grabs the rebound and sticks it in. Heads up play by McDermott.
Just a monster night for the son of the Creighton head coach, Doug McDermott, 3rd in the country in scoring coming in, averaging 22.7 a game. He has put up 36 in this one.
And they've needed every one of them, because this Long Beach State ball club has come into this hostile environment and really made him work. But boy, he's putting in work, Doug McDermott.
He has 36 on 20 shots from the field. That's efficiency.
And 11 rebounds. So he's getting it done.
Long Beach will bring the ball up, leading it by 2. They have led since early in the first half. And Gregory Echenike back in the game.
And Echenike was told to foul Edis Diversevic. I'm getting excited. That's my man's name.
Shot clock at 10. And Creighton comes away with it. They have a 30 and a full timeout if they want. time.
It's amazing how injuries go away when you get your call. You get your number called. Echenike coming up big on the block.
Timeout, Long Beach State. 56.9 left, and Creighton has rallied to tie the game with just under a minute to play.
Big fella got his ankle rolled on, but his coach challenged him. We need you, big fella, and he comes through with the offhand. Gregory Echenike getting it done for Creighton on the post.
There's your game reset. Timeouts, Creighton has a full and a 30. This is a full timeout for Long Beach State. And it leaves the 49ers with just a 30-second timeout. Long Beach State has put Creighton in the double bonus already, while the Blue Jays have committed just 8 team fouls. And on a tie-up, it'll go to the Blue Jays.
Well, something that Creighton's not known for is their defensive toughness, but it's definitely showed up here in the last couple minutes. They have gotten the stops they needed and battle back in this game. Go ahead, Roger.
If you're Dan Munson, where do you go with the ball right now?
Well, conventional thinking says Casper Ware, but Austin Chapman has done an outstanding job getting in his jersey and forcing him to take tough shots. I would look at T.J. Robinson on the block for Larry Anderson on the wing if Grant Gibbs is trying to check him.
Ware leads Long Beach State with 21. T.J. Robinson has 20. Coming up next, after we're done here in Omaha, College Basketball Live. Right now, the officials, Bobby McRoy and Don Berdahl, at the scores table across the way from us, checking the monitor. I'm guessing on a clock issue to see how much time should be left. They're looking at the monitor, and in the Missouri Valley Conference, a little bit different than the other rules in the country, they look at different replays than what we here at ESPN provide. They have an in-house monitor they go to, and if they need another angle, then they come to us.
They're definitely doing their due diligence right there. Well, we've had some academies on both sides this evening.
I like McDermott's better in the first half.
Yeah. I don't know, but Edis just got a supporting role right there.
8-2 run for Creighton to tie the game. Spins out for Ware. Echenike the rebound. Here come the Blue Jays. And an over and back call against Austin Chapman. And a Creighton disastrous turnover with 42.6 seconds left. Let's take another look.
Well, the young fella, there's no question about it, he went over and back. So, got a little bit excited. I think his nature, he wants to push. And then he's getting the break sign from his coaching staff. But again, he did an excellent job on Ware. Let's see if he can do it again.
7-second differential between the shot and game clock. T.J. Robinson losing the ball out of bounds. Creighton can play for the final shot.
Now, you've already established Echenike on the block the last play. McDermott is going crazy, so now you have 2 options to go on this last shot.
Timeout, Creighton. 8-2 run for the Blue Jays to tie it. 79 all, 24.5 seconds to go. And a full timeout taken by the Blue Jays here. The last lead for Creighton came early in the first half when they led at 13-12. And now we are tied with 24.5 seconds to go here in Omaha. And do I need to ask you where the Blue Jays go for this final shot?
No, you would think Doug McDermott, but again, Echenike got a big bucket the last time down, so now you have 2 options to play with, but I got to go with my All-American. I got to go with Doug McDermott. Some kind of way coming from the weak side, maybe receiving a screen and bringing him to the basketball.
Again, college basketball live coming up after we're done. Each team still has a 30-second timeout. Doug McDermott, 36 points. And Creighton has a shot to win it after trailing for the majority of the night.
Well, they've scratched and clawed their way back. They showed a lot of character here in the second half. And they bounced back against an outstanding ball club from Long Beach State. We knew we got the best one. we were talking about all week, Roxy. Everybody's talking about Murray State, St. Mary's, Wichita State, Davidson. But we just sat quietly and got the last one of the night and think we had the best one.
Right now, Creighton 49% from the field. On the season, when they shoot 50% or better, they're 15-0. So on the other side, Long Beach State shooting 59%. Here we go. And if they make it here, it would give it a 50% night for the Blue Jays.
Maybe a screen and roll with McDermott and Antoine Young.
Here they go. Antoine Young gets it! They are checking the monitor to make sure the shot was off in time. If it's good by Antoine Young, Creighton wins 81-79, snapping Long Beach State's 12-game winning streak.
Well, Antoine Young was doing this all second half, trying to get to the rim. He was able to get to the free throw line. And that's just a veteran ball move.
No
by Antoine
question.
Young.
Ball game over.
Takes the bump, stays up just long enough to get the release down. Antoine Young taking advantage of the mismatch. TJ Robinson trying to D him up.
They're putting a little bit of time back on the clock, actually. As the students have stormed the floor, it is not over here in Omaha. They have stormed the floor at CenturyLink Center. After Antoine Young's made basket, there are 3/10 of a second left for Long Beach State, and they're bringing the Long Beach State team back out of the locker room. They went inside already. And the Beach filing back onto the floor. The game is not over, and that's what the officials are explaining to Greg McDermott at midcourt.
Oh, we're gonna have a little bit of time here because people have spilled ice and water on the court. So they're gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup. But with .3, there can be a lob at the rim for a tip.
And Long Beach State will have the ball on the baseline in the backcourt. Ball boys trying to sweep stuff up. A 10-2 run for Creighton, and their first lead up the game since it was 13-12 Blue Jays with 16:07 remaining in the first half. There is ice, there is some debris on the floor. That's why it's taking a little while here. Tonight's Ramada player of the game, Doug McDermott, 36 points, 20 in the second half. And again, the player of the game brought to you by Ramada Worldwide.
Well, Doug McDermott manufactured points when it was hard for Creighton. He was able to get loose around the bucket, got some offensive rebounds, and really paced the Blue Jays down the stretch and put them in position to have the lead. Will Artino in defensively at 6'11". Maybe they may put him on the passer. Try to deflect the pass coming in.
Reminder again, college basketball live coming up next. 3/10 of a second left. Antoine Young with the shot to give Creighton the lead. The students and fans here in Omaha storm the court. Officials put 0.3 of a second back on. There is ice all over the floor, as long as some other debris. And that's why it's taken a little bit to clean it up and get everything situated.
Looks like Dan Monson wants another timeout.
They still do have a 30. And they take it. 30-second timeout for Dan Munson. Long Beach State, who will head home and host UC Santa Barbara on Wednesday night. Game you can see right here on ESPN2. There's the beach schedule, the remaining conference games. A big showdown at the end with Cal State Fullerton before the Big West tournament. But the rematch with UC Santa Barbara, that's the team that Long Beach has had circled on their schedule all year after what Santa Barbara did to them in the Big West Conference Championship game last season.
Yeah, you talk about Long Beach State beating UC Santa Barbara by 20 in both games in the regular season. Dominating the regular season last year, but coming up short in the conference tournament. So even if they can't overcome this deficit and lose here, still undefeated in the Big West.
.3 of a second. So by rule, it has to be a tip. No time to catch and shoot. Larry Anderson will play it in. Ball pressure from the 6'11" redshirt freshman Will Artino. No shot. Ball game over. Creighton wins. Now they can storm the court if they want. It's over. Win number 23 for the Blue Jays, who get a critical non-conference win and a tough loss and a tremendous performance by Long Beach State.
Well, Long Beach State came in here, took the first blow, gave some back, but Creighton showing their mettle here at home.
Once again, our final score, Creighton 81, Long Beach State 79. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Stephen Bardo, Roxy Bernstein, now let's join Ryan Burr, Andy Katz, and Doug Gottlieb in the studio for College Basketball Live.
Solidifies Kansas State in that tournament.
This place about to burst. The New Mexico Lobos have defeated number 11 UNLV as the student section rushes onto the court.
That shot, good if he got it!
This was one heck of a basketball game here today.
A shot he will remember for a long, long time.
Air Force wins it! Air Force wins it! Air Force wins it! It's the first time they've beaten the top 20 team!
Hi there, welcome into College Basketball Live. We are exactly 21 days from Selection Sunday, finding out the 68 teams that will play for the national title. Ryan Burr with our insider Andy Katz and Doug Gottlieb. And guys, Bracket Busters Saturday kind of took on a little NCAA tournament field today. These must-win games for some teams if they don't win their conference tournament, and they had some dramatic endings, to say the least. Let's get to it. Long Beach State taking on a Creighton team. And how important, Doug, for both of these teams is this game beforehand?
Well, Creighton had lost 3 in a row. This was a stabilizing win. I think Long Beach State, based on who they played, when they played. Remember, when they beat Pittsburgh, and this is a Casper Ware 3 right before the break, you thought they shoot 60% from the field. I thought they beat Pittsburgh before Pittsburgh fell apart. I think they should get in anyway.
Oh, the Blue Jays were down by 7, but Doug McDermott coming comes flying back. He had 36 points, Andy.
And 11 rebounds. This Creighton team, I thought, was in desperate mode to win a home game. Look at the way they attacked the glass right there. Of course, McDermott once again around the basketball.
Blue Jays down 2, just over a minute to go. In the post, jump hook, we're tied.
Greg, Echenique, the Rutgers transfer, getting Creighton to a position to potentially win this game.
Under 35 to go now. T.J. Robinson, Doug.
Can't happen. Turned it over. I thought they got fouled in the previous drive. Got a little fortunate with an over and back call.
So Creighton on their home court. One final shot. You can see the time, and Antoine Young.
What a shot.
What a shot. What a game. 14 for Young as Creighton comes all the way back. It gets a huge win, 81-79.